title and this tutorial happens to be the continuation of the course MAC212, and we're taking up from the press council. With this being said, let's just straight into it. But just before then, for those of us who are new to the stream, let's go to subscribe to the channel. For returning ones, do all to smash and smash the like button and comment. It's the comment section so let us know what you're streaming from. Do all to say hello, hi, good evening. And for those of us who are also new to the channel as well, do all to also use the comment section to say hello, hi, good evening, and as well smash the like button. With this being said, let's go straight into it. Okay, so we have Mark 212. Okay, we have Mark 212. 212. We're taking a bearing from the first, okay, first council. Now, in our last class, we'll be talking about the mass communication, the mass media, and we've talked about certain things about the mass media. And based on that, it's a continuation of what we've been talking about. But we are being particular today as we commence with what it means by the press council. Okay. Now, according to what we have here, the press council is said to be self-regulatory bodies. Okay, press councils are self-regulatory bodies which enforce moral sanctions. Can you hear me? Okay, self-regulatory body which enforces moral sanctions in the practice of journalism profession. Okay, self-regulatory bodies self-regulatory bodies, okay, which enforce moral enforce moral okay enforce sanctions moral sanction in the practice in the practice of journal profession. Okay, so we have that as the press council. Now, according to Daramola in the year 2000, Daramola said a press council is mainly mainly to investigate and rule on public complaints. Okay, when public complaints are being made by certain things, the press council responsibility is to investigate what has been complained, all right, the complaint laid by the public. Now, the major reason for putting in place the press council is to maintain the character. Okay, the major reason is to what? Maintain. Okay, maintain character. Okay, to maintain the character of the press in accordance with the highest professional and commercial standard. Maintain the character of the press in line in line or in accordance with the highest in accordance with the highest the highest professional and commercial standard. Let's just abbreviate that. professional and commercial standards. So we have that as that. Another cardinal reason for setting up, okay, another cardinal reason for setting up press council is to ensure, okay, to ensure the freedom, to ensure the freedom of the press, to ensure the freedom of the press. Okay. Now, the Nigerian Press Council was established as an autonomous body in the year 19, all right, 22, established as an independent body. That's what we mean by autonomous body in the year 1922 by the decree number 85. Now, the decree was amended, okay, it was amended by the Act number 60 of the 1999, all right, by the federal government. So we have that as a. So very quickly, let's just quickly take some, just to mention but a few, some independent governing bodies in line with what we are talking about. We have the likes of NUJ, that is the Union of Journalism, NUJ, all right, Nigerian Union of Journalists, talking about the NUJ, and we have the NGE, Nigerian Guild of Editor, all right, NGE, the Nigerian, that's Nigerian Guards, all right, of Editors. Then we have NAN, National News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, News Agency of Nigeria. Just to mention of a few, all right, we still have a lot of them in the keynote, okay, and that's the one reason why I do encourage a lot of us to do well to join the private class. A lot of things. What we don't get about 40%. In a private class, you get the remaining 6% is limited to private class where you get exam practice questions, exam keynotes, all right. These exam keynotes are structured intentionally to help make your exam process, all right, smooth. Key points, key points, right? Key points per exam. To find all of this in the exam field. So you want to reach out to me on our official website, join a private class where you can get all these packages. So now let's take a step further. Now, Nigerian Press Council and defend the press against undue attack. Okay, it's also the responsibility of the Nigerian Press Council to protect, in as much as they don't joke with the ethics of ethics of journalism. In turn, as well, they are also there to protect, okay, journalists from attacks, undue, right, attacks or persecution from the outside forces. So we have that as that. We are really getting close to calling the wrap of the course. We've actually come a long way. I think just one more class, we are good to call it a wrap with the course. So now let's take a step further. Now, okay, so let's talk about culture. Okay, let's talk about it says here that culture is the way and manner people socialize and go about their business or businesses, I mean, say the way and manner people go, okay, the way and manner people go about their business. Okay, the way and manner people go about their businesses. According to what Rodney in 1976 said, Rodney argues that culture embraces what people hate and what they wore, all right, the way they talk, the manner in which they treat their dead and greet the newborn, all right. What are we trying to talk about here? Please note that everything we teach here is basically for educational purpose and for information purpose. Okay, to educate basically is the aim of this channel. Okay, we are not out there to instigate. We are not here to instigate violence or what have you. Basically to educate. Now, what we're trying to say here, according to what you said, culture is the all and sundry or the way of life of a particular group or a particular sect or a particular society. The way of life, what makes up this group, the things they dislike, the things they like, the things they, all right, do, the things they see as the things they deem fit as proper, and the things they do not deem fit as proper. All of this put together is what Rudy is simply talking about is argument on the set culture. Now, it says here that one of the popular definition of culture endorsed by E.B. Taylor and many anthropologists and sociologists is that culture is a complex whole. Okay, the complex. It is the complex whole of man's acquisition. Okay, the complex whole of man's acquisition. Okay, of knowledge, morals, beliefs, art, custom, technology, all right, and so on. Now you can understand what I was saying earlier. Says the complex whole. I'm not talking about this guy here. That's a keyword. Okay, the complex whole of a man's acquisition of knowledge. Okay, we have morals. We also have beliefs. Okay, beliefs, technology, and so on. Okay, that is that about culture. Now, culture has two components. These are material and non-material culture. Okay, culture has two components. They are material and non-material culture. Okay, two components. I think I should components. They are material and non, okay, material and non-material culture. Now, the material culture has within its fold all the artifacts of the society, talking about the fashion by man, the shelter, the clothes, okay, talking about the artifacts of the society, artifacts let's just say the artifacts of the society. So we have the likes of the shelter kind of houses, all right, the fashion kind of dress, okay, the shelter, the fashion, and speaking about these, all right, let's use the word clothing, all right, clothing, okay. So now speaking of the non-material, we have the culture, according to sociologists here, the non-material culture, according to sociologists, says that it consists of ideas behind the making and the transformation of material objects, all right, for use of man. This includes the norms, we're talking about the norms, the values, the beliefs, all right, and the transformation of material objects, making and transformation of material objects. The making and transformation of material objects. They were talking about it includes the norms, the values, the belief system, and to mention but a few actually. Okay, so we have that as that. Okay, so I haven't talked about that. Let's let's move on to the next one, and we talk about now, like I said earlier, culture includes the language, the philosophy, the religion, the values, the ideologies to be found among a particular group of people. Okay, let's do that again. The language, the philosophy, the religion, the values, and ideologies to be found among, okay, a particular set of people or among the people. Now, it also include their science, their political belief, their moral codes. Okay, like we said earlier, it's a complex whole. Okay, it's a lot of things involved, but we're talking about the holistic, all right, complexity of a man's acquisition of morals, beliefs, technology, and likes. Okay, so we have that as that. Okay, so here the next thing we have here is we have change. Okay, and he said here that change is inevitable. All right, it is all us. It is everywhere. All right, change can be gradual and as well it can be sudden. It can be passionate or dispassionate. All right, with change, traditional societies can metamorphose into modern ones. Don't forget, change can also be constructive and it can be destructive. Okay, but what we're talking about here is the positive, the constructive change, and with that, it is said that with this kind of change, traditional societies can metamorphose into modern societies. All right, according to Earth, all right, according to Earth, okay, Earth in 2007, all right, Earth says change is very costly. All right, very costly. Okay, it doesn't it afford a thing or two. Okay, it comes with a demand. There can be no change within a system without a cost. That is what uh, okay is talking about, that there can be no change without a cost. You must pay. All right, it might not be monetary per se, but there's something you are giving up, all right, to get the change. Change can alter the course of history as well. The societies have moved, we've seen societies from simple to complex courtesy of change. Okay, it can alter, anything can happen. Change can alter the course of history. Now, cultural change, we talk about cultural change now, which is said to be the modification of the body. All right, cultural change said to be the what? Modification, okay? Said to be the modifications of the bodies of the body of knowledge, the modification of the body of knowledge of people and their tools. All right, of people, okay, and their tools. Modification, all right, cultural change. When you talk about modification now, it's a process of transformation, a process of adjustment. Adjusting of what the people see as, or people acknowledge this as knowledge, all right, or the complex whole of the people. Are we together? This is what we call the cultural change, and it doesn't just happen overnight. It takes series of steps, all right. It takes series of things into consideration. So we have that as that. Okay. So in our next class, we'll be talking about different approaches. Okay. We'll be discussing different I think that will be our last class on the course, and we'll be discussing different approaches. Speaking of the revolutionary approach, speaking of the the revolutionary approach, and other approaches to change. Okay. Okay. So let's call it a wrap here for today. So I'm just going to highlight this so I know where we are starting from in our next class. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to gain something to this class. Do have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing all the subsequent tutorials. Bye for now.